Everyone remembers winners, but only true golf fans remember the heartache caused by these losses in the Tour Championship. Although this event is not as old as some of the others, it's given us some intense drama over the years. And now that tens of millions of dollars are at stake, the tensions are even higher. Before we head into this year's tournament, which will feature a few rule changes, here's a look back at some heartbreaking storylines at the Tour Championship that you may have forgotten. The 2011 Tour Championship came down to two men, Bill Haas, who at the time was a solid, steady player who was maybe a little under the radar, and Hunter Mahan, one of the best ball strikers on tour and hitting his stride. The final round brought pressure like neither had ever felt before. Both players were on their game, but on 18, Mahan came up clutch, draining a slick 8-footer for par, while Haas made bogey. So, off to a playoff. The playoff starts on the 18th. Both save par from off the green. They move to the tricky par 4 17th, playing over water, a hole that's tough on an ordinary Sunday, never mind with everything that's on the line here. Haas's second shot from the rough takes a disastrous kick right into the greenside water hazard, but just on the edge. Things are looking really good for Mahan now as his ball is safely on dry land. This is where I'm sure he let his thoughts drift a bit to what he might spend his prize money on. But it's never over until the final putt drops. Haas, channeling his inner Seve Ballesteros, steps into the hazard with one foot in the mud and the other almost submerged. He then unleashed one of golf's most famous shots, a miracle shot of his life, skimming the ball out of the muddy water to just 3 feet from the cup. Haas's surprising scramble for par matches Mahan and sends the playoff to a third sudden death hole. They head back to 18. Both find the fairway. Both miss the green. But with Haas just off the back and Mahan in the same greenside bunker he was just in during the first playoff hole, he couldn't recapture the magic. Mahan was left with a tricky par putt to keep the playoff and his hopes of winning alive, and he missed. Haas makes his par, and just like that, the FedEx Cup, the trophy, millions of dollars, slipped right through Hunter Mahan's fingers. A similar situation happened in 2016, but this time there were 3 talented golfers fighting for the winner's check. It was a typical late September afternoon at familiar Eastlake Golf Club in Atlanta, Georgia. The leaderboard is bunched with a mix of stars and underdogs at the top, including Ryan Moore, known for his steely nerves, unique fashion sense, and unorthodox swing. Kevin Chappell, the relatively unknown, still looking for his first PGA Tour win, and always lurking Rory McIlroy, already a superstar but still hungry to take home a victory. The final round was pure chaos. Kevin Chappell, so steady for 3 days, was grinding hard. Ryan Moore started throwing dart after dart, draining putts to catch up and put himself right in the mix. Meanwhile, Rory caught serious fire, closing a 5-shot gap. On the 16th hole, he drops a wedge from 137 yards for eagle. These 3 would end up in a sudden death playoff, knowing only one of them would avoid heartbreak. On the par 5 18th, the first playoff hole, Rory hits another incredible iron and complements it with a tiger-like club twirl. His ball comes to rest about 6 feet away for eagle. Moore clutch putts to stay alive, and McIlroy burns the edge on his eagle putt and lets out a huge sigh of frustration. Chappell, with his chance to become a first-time winner, lips out on a crucial birdie, and he's the first casualty of the playoff. By the second playoff hole, it's down to Moore and McIlroy under the Georgia twilight in a battle that's as much mental as it is physical at this point. They would tie again on the second and third playoff hole, with the sun setting quickly. On the fourth playoff hole, Moore makes a huge par-saving putt, leaving Rory with another chance to win. And then Rory buries a 15-footer for birdie, a walk-off putt for the Tour Championship, and absolute heartache for Ryan Moore. If those stories aren't heartbreaking enough for you, then you probably don't want to hear about the 2013 Tour Championship that features Jordan Spieth and Henrik Stenson. Stenson started the day with a comfortable lead, but Jordan Spieth, the 20-year-old rookie sensation, wasn't going down without a fight. On the front nine, Spieth dazzled with his fearless approach shots and clutch putting, keeping the pressure on the steady Stenson. But Stenson, the Iceman from Sweden, was in complete control. He responded to every challenge with steady nerves, making crucial pars and birdies, until he slipped up on the 14th by short-siding himself and having to chip out of the gallery. This resulted in a bogey and actually opened the door for Spieth. Unfortunately, he did not walk through it. Spieth made a costly bogey of his own on 17, and with another birdie on 15, Hedson would secure his victory down the home stretch, leaving a young Spieth heartbroken, but with much to look forward to. Thanks for watching. I'm Clint McCormick, resident golf professional here at golfspan.com.